Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my monthly haul. I'm gonna have a glass of wine and we're gonna chat about all the products that I've purchased this month. So there was one item at Lush that I knew I wanted to get again this year because I've bought it for the last 2 years and I love it immensely, but I always end up buying one, and then when it comes to buying more later on in December, they're always sold out. So this year, as soon as the holiday collection launched, I think it must have been at the beginning of November, I ran into Lush and was like, give me 3 of the, oh, I don't even remember its name. Is it called Shooting for the Stars? It's this glorious, well, this one's looking a little destroyed, bath bomb that smells intoxicating. It reminds me a lot of the Honey I Wash the Kids soap or the It's Raining Men shower gel. Those two are the same scent. I don't think this one is technically classified as in that same scent range, but to me, I smell a lot of honey in this. And I really don't think it's billed that way. Anyway, I bought 1, 2, and 3. Now these are kind of pricey, so I'm debating cutting this in half this year. I mean, all of them, just so I can have more baths with the money that I spent. I love this so much, but it's always gone come, I think mid-December is usually when I've gone back to buy more and they're totally out. So this year I made sure to pick up 3. So I picked up those Lush items at the Eaton Centre, which is a giant shopping mall here in Toronto for anybody who's unfamiliar. And I tend to take strolls through that mall in the afternoon when I'm at my job just to, you know, get out and stretch my legs. So I'm not sure it's a great thing to be taking a walk through a mall every afternoon because you tend to notice a lot of the deals, which is great because you're saving money. But would you have necessarily bought that item anyway? Maybe not. But the Body Shop was having a 50% off sale and I was like, ooh, that's really intriguing because the Body Shop can have a lot of sales, but I feel like a lot of them are like buy 2, get 1 free, buy 3, get 2 free. And that's great if you need a lot of product, but often I'm not looking to buy like 5 items at once. So they were having a 50% off sale and I grabbed the biggest jar of Satsuma shower gel I could find. I love this scent so much. It reminds me of my childhood, my teen years. When I first discovered the Body Shop when I was younger, I was obsessed with the scents Oceanus or Oceanus. I'm not sure how to pronounce that accurately as per the brand because everybody you talk to pronounces that differently. But that, and they had a snow scent too. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Those used to be available and sadly are no longer. But Satsuma is one that has stood the test of time. I think I've been using this more than 20 years and I am still desperately in love with this scent. I don't need any shower gel right now, but at some point I will get to this and I will be so excited to use it. And the Satsuma scent, for anybody unfamiliar, is really just oranges. It's like really rich oranges. It's such a good scent. So I picked up this huge shower gel, but I knew I also wanted to get something from the holiday collection because they just launched a new scent for Christmas this year. It's like a peppermint candy cane one, and I had seen it on, I think it was Jill of Beauty Vixen, that's her blog, on Instagram mentioning it and how good the scent was. And then I think Samantha Jane was at like a preview launch for the Body Shop's holiday collection and she was also talking about the peppermint scent. So I went out and sniffed it and I really liked it in this shimmer mist. You basically shake it up and it's a body spray with glitter in it, which I really like. Not for everybody, but I like to look like a disco ball, so I'm happy with it. And I like the scent on this the most. I didn't love how it smelled in the body butter that they put out. Something just smelled a little bit off in that formula to me, but I love the scent of it in the shimmer mist. And the actual name is called, well, actually, this is not named the exact same, so maybe that's the difference. I'm pretty sure it was called like peppermint candy cane or something. This one actually says with peppermint fragrance, so maybe this is actually a little bit different. Oh no, never mind. On the bottom it says peppermint candy cane fragrance shimmer mist, so never mind, it's totally the same thing. I think this smells wonderful. I don't think it smells actually exactly like peppermint or candy canes. There is a huge aspect of that to this scent, but I also smell a lot of vanilla in here too. The scent does actually remind me of a Bath & Body Works candle I would have had like years ago. I want to say it's like Vanilla Bean Noel. And I don't know if there was actually any peppermint in that candle, but this reminds me of that and there's definitely peppermint in this. Anyway, that's a lot about this scent. This is a shimmer mist, there's glitter in it. I love the smell of it and I cannot wait to wear it for the holidays and I was super happy to get it for 50% off. So I placed a well.ca order mid-month, I guess it was, to pick up a crap ton of deodorant because the deodorant that I love, I think, is being discontinued because I can't find it in stores anymore. So I bought like 6 deodorants from well.ca, but I needed something else in my order to get me to the minimum shipment required because deodorant's really not that expensive. So I added in the Marcel, what I thought was the gentle makeup remover for eyes, for sensitive eyes, and I screwed up. I got the one without oil, and I don't know if this is actually any good. I've not used the one without oil in years and years and years just because I prefer something oil-based to take off like the heavy eye makeup that I wear. So the bottles look very, very similar online. One is a darker blue and one is a lighter blue, and I must have just clicked the wrong icon without reading. And I ended up with the one that I didn't want, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I love Marcel's makeup removers in general, and I'm sure I'll find a reason to use this. So I've got a mini, well, deluxe size sample of the Laneige lip sleeping mask here that Julie gave me because she had a few extras, and she has also like the full size tubs. And she gave this to me because I was super butthurt when Sephora ran out of stock of like was it the trio set they were releasing for the holidays? Laneige put out like a full size of this and like 2 or 3 mini versions of different scents. And I've never tried the Laneige lip sleeping mask. Everybody raves about it, so I wanted to give it a shot and pick it up in that holiday kit. But they ran out of stock before the Sephora sale hit, and I was so annoyed. So I couldn't pick it up, and Julie gave me one of these, so I'm happy to try it out. But that's leading into my next story, which is I was really pissed off about the Sephora sale. I had a lot of items, not even a lot, I had 3 items in my cart that I was really interested in getting, and 2 of them went out of stock before the VIB sale even started. And I posted something on Twitter saying like, I'm done, I'm not supporting this sale, I'm not buying anything from it, I'm so annoyed at the fact that these products are now out of stock and they will probably restock once the sale is over. So those were harsh words and I didn't hold true to them. But I placed an order during the Sephora sale for items that were replacement items or something that I needed but were not new, like not flavor of the month type products. So I felt a little bit justified with that. I mean, whatever excuse a makeup junkie's gonna use, right? So I grabbed the MAC 239 S brush. I am really curious about this because MAC's brushes have all gone synthetic now, and this eyeshadow brush in its original version with I think it was goat hair is the best eyeshadow packer on the lid brush that I own, hands down. I've got 2 of them. One is horrible, it's dying a very slow death and the bristles are like cut in half because I've had it for probably 10 years and it's just seen better days. The other one is newer, but I wear a lot of eyeshadow, so I just wanted another brush because I mean I can't constantly wash one brush over and over again. So I ordered the 239S. I'm curious what this is gonna feel like because these are synthetic brushes. They don't feel the same at all. The shape is identical, but it doesn't feel the same. And I'm not very particular about eyeshadow brushes. I can't really tell much of a difference between most, but this feels different to me, and it's probably just because I'm so familiar with the regular hair one that this one just feels bizarre to me, or because it's a new product and I only have like very used brushes at this point. Anyway, I got this. I liked not paying full price for it because MAC brushes are like $30 each, which is actually really weird considering that this is no longer real hair. Why is the price still the same? Anyway, so I got the brush, and then in the same order I got the Sephora Collection Supreme Cleansing Oil with Cottonseed Oil. And this is a facial cleanser that I use to take off the rest of my face makeup. I'll use the Marcel oil-based remover on my eyes to get off like the heavy stuff, but I like using something on my entire face, and oil is generally the way to go for me. Now I am using a more expensive one by L'Occitane right now. I think it was 28 bucks versus this one is 19. And they work the same. They have the same effect on my face, but I very much dislike the scent of the L'Occitane one. This is really dramatic. It doesn't actually make me gag, but it stops me in my tracks when I smell it because I'm just like, ooh, you are not a pleasant scent. Now, I'm not saying that this one even smells that great. It does smell like a lipstick my mom would have had back in the 90s, which is not necessarily like a good reminiscing scent. It's just like something your mom would have had in her makeup bag back then. You know, that kind of like really old lipstick scent. Not that the product was old, just that lipsticks smelled gnarly back then. So this one is cheaper than the L'Occitane one. It works just as well and it smells a little bit better. So I'm just gonna stick with this one because when in doubt, if it works the same way, I'm gonna choose the cheaper option. And I've been through like 4 bottles of this at this point, and it really is my go-to for facial cleansing oils. And I need to learn to not stray away from something that I know works just so I can try something new. Because usually when you try the new thing, you don't like it nearly as much. So I'm gonna stick with the Sephora Collection one from now on. Watch, I say that, and then I'm sure in another year I'm gonna try something else. In that same order, and I think this brought me just up to the $50 minimum free shipping range, I ordered the Sephora Collection Lash Curler. And what prompted me to buy this was in a video I just posted recently called something like my boring favorites, my everyday things that I don't think to mention on camera because really they're not that interesting. I mentioned that I used to have a better Sephora Collection tweezer, not tweezer, these are eyelash curlers. And I was like, well, wait a second, you had those years ago, maybe they've brought that style back and you should check it out before the sale ends. So sure enough, this is the one that I think I was referencing before. This is the Lash Craft Curler, and it's got the hinge in the front, which for me, I think means that it opens a little bit wider. I don't know, I haven't used it yet. I was saving it to film this video, but I'm curious if this is going to be the best lash curler that I've used to date because I preferred that Sephora Collection one, but they changed kind of the way that they create the whole contraption, and I don't like the newer version as much, but they brought this one back, so I don't know if this is their newest version. Anyway, this is getting really confusing, but this one is shaped how I remember liking that old one, which I don't even know what happened to it. It must have broken, but I'm curious to try it out, and I hope I like it as much as I remember liking that one. So I talked a good game about, you know, I only picked up products that were replacement items during the Sephora sale and stuff, you know, that is not that interesting. And that's true. That's what happened in that order. But then the NARS Hot Tryst palette came back in stock and the sale was still active. And I was like, okay. So I picked it up, but let me show you how beautiful this is. I do have to say that I really wanted this palette. From the moment that I saw it previewed, I don't even know where on the internet, I was like, you are gorgeous and I want to own you. But then of course it went in and out of stock constantly at Sephora, which is another problem. I'm not convinced that when something goes out of stock that Sephora doesn't actually have it. I think they're just trying to create a higher demand. But anyway, that's my conspiracy theory. So the NARS Hot Tryst palette is beautiful on the outside. And then on the inside, it's equally gorgeous. So this has, I think these are 2 highlighters. I haven't even touched it yet because I want to take pretty pictures of it. And then 2 sort of like palish blushes, and then 2 other blushes that are darker over here. So I picked this up not only because the shades are absolutely beautiful, the packaging is stunning, but also because I've actually avoided a lot of NARS palettes, face palettes specifically, over the years because I feel like they keep repeating the same shades over and over again. Like you're always seeing Laguna bronzer, you're always seeing Orgasm blush, and Orgasm as a blush is not appealing to me. I'm not interested in a pink with a gold reflect to it, like no thank you. But this looked different for NARS, and of course the embossing is drawing me in as well, but the shades in here are stunning. I love that there's 2 highlighters and that there's 4 blushes. It's only really just missing a bronzer in order to be perfect, which is funny that I've said that because maybe it would have benefited from Laguna bronzer after all. But it's nice to see something a little bit different from NARS because I feel like so many of their eyeshadow palettes and face palettes are the same thing over and over and over again, and I'm just kind of like done with it. So when I saw them launch this, I was like, well, you're actually unique. You're actually different for NARS as a brand. So I really wanted to get it, and I'm glad I got it. I like having something a little bit special from NARS because I feel like they put out good products, but I'm so tired of seeing the same things over and over again that I just don't pick them up. So I'm excited to try this palette. I know I'd said that I didn't want to pick up anything during the sale because I was really like butthurt over it, but I am glad that it came back in stock and I was able to get my hands on it. All right, so one more item and then I'm done for the month. So Winners is a store in Canada, and they are in the same vein, well, they're part of the same company as TJ Maxx, which is in the US, and I think TK Maxx is in, is it Europe or is it just in England? Anyway, they're all under the same sort of umbrella as Marshall's as well. And they sell a lot of discounted brand name products. So they have like a makeup section and a skincare section, but they've also got clothing. And of course, I'm always looking through the makeup area. And I happened to swing over to the perfumes, which is weird because I don't really do that, but it was crowded and I was just trying to get out of the way while I was texting my phone. And I happened to notice that there was an Elizabeth and James perfume sitting on the shelf. And I was like, well, that's really weird. Why are they getting rid of their stock of Elizabeth and James perfumes? Because stuff only goes to Winners to die. They're not current products. They're usually ones that are being pushed off the shelves in favor of something different. So I was like, well, that's really strange. So I picked it up and I was like, oh, I guess they're getting rid of that gray, Earl Grey, French Grey scent. And then as I was putting it down, I noticed that there was a Nirvana Black behind it. And I went, oh, what's happening? What is happening? Because Nirvana Black is a wonderful scent by Elizabeth and James. And I have a bottle of it and I've been using it sparingly because it's a super expensive perfume and I didn't want to use it up. So when I saw it on the shelf at Winners, I snatched it up and then started Googling immediately to figure out, is this discontinued? Why is it gone? Etc, etc. And come to discover that it's gone from Sephora Canada, it's not at Sephora USA, and did they used to sell it at Ulta too? I checked all the websites and there was a lot of people asking questions about whether or not this perfume was discontinued. And just based on the fact that it's not appearing on any websites where I used to buy it, means to me that they've discontinued Elizabeth and James Nirvana Black. So I was so happy to discover this because this is a bigger bottle than the one I actually have and it was only $60 Canadian. I was so pleased. So this is the bottle that I just got. It's the 1.7 fluid ounces bottle. I think the one I've got, it must be half of that or whatever because it's like half the size. And I love this perfume and I am so surprised that it's discontinued because I feel like this scent was beloved by so many people, but maybe people just stopped talking about it and stopped purchasing it. So I don't really know what happened, but I'm happy to have another bottle of it. But of course I have to recognize that as soon as I finish this one, that's it. There's no more Nirvana Black. This is a very thick perfume. The notes on it are very heavy and I don't feel that it's especially me overall because I tend to prefer aquatic scents, but there's something absolutely intoxicating about Nirvana Black that I am so drawn to. So I'm really happy to have this bottle. Yeah, if you didn't know, Nirvana Black is completely discontinued. All right, so that is it for my November haul. It was kind of a chatty one, I feel like. Must be the wine talking. Thanks for joining me today and I'll catch you next time. Bye.